Smoke. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shark Out of Water, back at it again with another video. Today I'm finally covering the topic I've been trying to get out for the past few weeks, but it's okay. Minor setbacks, but without further ado, today we're here to talk about King Leopold II. If you did not know, King Leopold II was the king of Belgium in the late 1800s, early 1900s, reigned for 44 years. He did a lot of atrocious things comparable to Hitler in Nazi Germany. This is in no way, shape, or form to compare two cultures or two crazy things that happen. This is just to shed light on one thing that I feel like personally hasn't had enough, limelight, basically. Like, where are the movies? Where are the, news covering this? Like, since it's Black History Month, they love to talk about what happened in the slave trade and the civil rights and all that, and what happened in Africa and what's the state of Africa right now. But let's talk about King Leopold. So we're gonna react to two videos today. Just to throw this out there, this is a viewer discretion advised video. If you are faint of heart, if you can't handle mutilation, murder, things of that nature, please feel free to look at another video. I just put out another video, man gets a leg extension. Check out that video. But without further ado, let's get into the video. It's boy Shark Out of Water. Leave a like if you like this content so far.
Got my brother from another mother here,
All good in the hood.
Yes, sir.
Planning shit. I did my ancestry.
Did you?
You did?
Yeah.
Recently?
I'm a nigga from the Congo.
I was just about to say you were Congolese, bro.
Really?
He got hard about Congolese.
I'm a nigga from the Congo. Ain't that some bullshit?
No, it's not.
No,
Yo, listen,
bro.
can I tell you something
No.
about the Congolese? This is why they at war today.
Huh.
The Congolese, these dudes kill gorillas with their bare hands.
Yeah.
That's why
Makes
Mike was
sense.
so strong.
Yeah, for sure. Bro. For
Man,
sure.
it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Pop, done.
Yeah.
Congolese, you're going to find a whole bunch of mics over there.
Wow.
But that energy is like fearless.
Yeah.
Conquerors.
You're taking on
And
gorillas.
Straight up. Like, they will literally go toe-to-toe with a gorilla and win.
What's up with Mabutu? Was he in the Congo? Mabutu with the Congo?
I think that was Zimbabwe, if I'm not...
Zaire.
Zaire. Yeah, I'm bad with names. I be
Oh,
guessing.
This is the video I was looking for. Let's go to this other one.
And you leave people do. Especially in the 1900s, the Gilded Ages, they experiment. Another
Here we go. Sorry about that, folks.
human beings who are inferior to them.
Hey, drop a like if you like the video so far, man. Check out this video. Watch the full video to get a full...
For natural
understanding.
resources,
Yeah.
for gold, diamonds,
Rubber.
coltan, rubber. Yep, absolutely. That's where the rubber
Remember
boom
the guy used to
started.
cut their heads. What was his name? Leopold.
Well,
Yeah.
Cut their
yeah,
hands.
King
Yeah.
Leopold II.
That's what Heart of Darkness is all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And King Leopold's Ghost is another great book. And there's a...
So basically, give you a rundown if you didn't know, King Leopold bought the Free Congo state in the late 1800s and turned it into a business trade. Well, used people for slavery to harvest rubber due to the invention of the bicycle at the time. So high demand, increases, workforce, and where's the workforce going to come from? Africa. Africa has a lot of natural resources, minerals and things of that nature. So there was a huge toss-up around this time of which, continents or countries that are going to own parts of Africa. But let's get back into the video.
A picture that you're talking about that's so brutal because they think there was 20 million Congolese that lived in Congo when King Leopold came
Oh, he
there.
did a number on. Oh,
Well,
you can't
eight-
imagine.
8 to 10 million
he,
killed.
That's why he did a number on him like in the 1870s and
Yeah.
80s and 90s. He died in like 1902.
Wow.
Around that time, Leopold died, and he did a number.
10 million people, folks. 10
One of
million.
those people.
Yeah.
And listen, he just went in there and did it without anybody, and they had to stop them eventually.
Yeah.
He just got too brutal.
Well, people in Europe thought that King Leopold was like a hero.
Right, 'cause he's bringing
he
the
back all
light
rubber
into
and
the
all this
dark.
yeah,
stuff.
then they found out what he was doing.
Yeah.
And they said, "Whoa, this guy's a monster."
Yeah, killed 8 to 10 million people. They think like half the.
Don't try to downplay it. It was like 10 million. The only thing people say they don't know the number because there were no proper documents being made about how many people were getting killed. You know, this is sickening. Like, you treat people like livestock. You know, people, hell, cows get better treatment even if they get led to the slaughterhouse. Like, they count them, they know which cow they are, and, you know, they know what they're producing. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to compare people to animals, but this is sickening that there is no true number like there is with other mass genocides, you know, and why is that? But let's get back into it.
Tree there, and then the rest of the 50% that lived, half of them were missing one or more limb because if they weren't working hard enough, they would cut off their hands.
No. They would cut off their babies, their wives.
Yeah.
If you don't work, if you don't bring me this amount of rubber today, I'm going to cut off your daughter's hand. I'm going to castrate your son. I'm going to do this.
Absolutely brutal. Where the picture you're talking about, I think there's a bunch of them out there, but there's a father reaching out for his daughter.
Oh, yeah, you saw that picture?
Yep, he's reaching out for his
All cut to
daughter.
pieces.
Yep, and his daughter's hands had just been cut off, and he's reaching out to her with his hands already removed. And so no one has hands, and he's reaching out to his daughters who just lost her 2 hands. Like some of the most evil stuff you could ever imagine. Like, I don't mean to say this bad about the brand Jameson, but they.
It's totally crazy. So it's just like they cut off body parts to, you know, basically fund their war, not their war, but their conquest of the area and the resources, you know what I'm saying? But this is just totally sickening. Like I said, leave a like, you know, drop a comment if you ever heard about this, but we're gonna look at some other videos. There's a video in particular I wanted to talk about. It's very, you know, graphic, so this is not for you, you know, feel free to click off. I'll understand. Check out some funny stuff on the page, but without further ado, let's get into the other video. React.
Punishment in the Congo Free State under Leopold II, the 19th century. The horrific atrocities that took place in the Congo Free State are often compared to the Holocaust, with King Leopold II of Belgium being compared to the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. Between 1885 and 1908, Leopold II personally ruled the Congo in sub-Saharan Africa, which was largely unexplored at this time, as only the coastal areas had been claimed by other European countries. He named it the Congo Free State, which is rather ironic when you realize what went on there. The local population was anything but free. In order to acquire the Congo, in 1879 the king sent Henry Morton Stanley to survey the Congo River Basin area. He was a journalist and an explorer who, like the king, saw great economic possibilities in Africa. Under the guise of the King's Holding Company, which laughingly was devoted to free trade and the suppression of the slave trade, he established trading outposts along the navigable river, along with fortified military posts, built roads and bridges, and made treaties with over 500 Congolese chieftains. In return for putting their marks on the mysterious pieces of paper, the chiefs unwittingly accepted the flag of the Congo Association and only received cheap trinkets, bags of salt, and lengths of cloth for their trouble.
So that's crazy. So they took advantage of people not knowing what a contract or any type of agreement is and basically gave them pocket change for their land. This is just crazy as hell. Like, come on now.
King found the perfect political moment to acquire the Congo during the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. By now, many explorers were going to Africa to claim vast areas of land on behalf of their own country, and this had become known as the Scramble for Africa, and was leading to the carving up of the continent by the major powers. Using skillful and cunning diplomacy, Leopold was able to secure the Congo River Basin for himself, and this is when he renamed the territory the Congo Free State. Now he was the absolute ruler of an area that was nearly 80 times the size of Belgium. In addition to that, he found himself in the right technological moment in time. To consolidate his grip on the Congo, he needed the right tools. These tools hadn't been available to the colonists of...
So I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because this is just talking about like how he went about it. But I want to talk about the other tragedies that happened. And rest in peace to the Congolese people. This affected, you know what I'm saying, 10 million people. But let's get into it.
And of their victim, to show that a bullet hadn't been wasted, as the ammunition was imported from Europe and was expensive to buy, and the soldiers would often try and use their issued bullets to hunt the wildlife for sport or to complement their meager rations. They would also try and stockpile the ammunition in case of the idea of mutiny ever manifested itself, so that they would be prepared for it. If a villager decided to flee the horrors and run away, then the soldiers would round up their entire family and systematically amputate their hands or feet. But not only hands, as noses and ears were also cut off. While these mutilations were performed on living people, they were mostly carried out on villagers who had been killed. There were survivors of these massacres that said they pretended to be dead while the attacks went on and managed to remain motionless when the soldiers hacked off their hands and only sought help when the soldiers had gone. In some cases, the soldiers could reduce their length of service with the force publique by bringing extra severed hands to present to the European post commanders, but this practice only led to even more unnecessary mutilations. The hands became like a currency for the guards, and sometimes they were the resource they went out to harvest instead of rubber. Captain Leon Rom was a soldier who was the main administrator at one of the heavily fortified...
So pay attention. So Liam Ron was basically the one that's carrying out like all these atrocities. So fuck that guy. Listen to what he was doing.
Trading stations at Stanley Falls in the Congo, and it was said that he used the severed heads of at least 21 Congolese as a border decoration around the flower beds in front of his house. The practice of having skulls on display was not particularly unusual in Central African society at the time. Another horrific incident reported that the first public soldiers tied 10 villagers inside a fishing net, weighed it down with rocks, and then dragged them into the river to drown. King Leopold was said to frown upon the practice of cutting off hands as it was counterproductive to the useful deployment of the labor force. He is reported as shouting, "Cut off everything else but not their hands. The one thing I need in the Congo is hands." The exact death toll is not known. For closely...
So even though he didn't step foot in the Congo, he is still solely responsible for what happened. Like, yeah, Liam Ron or whatever his name was the one carrying out these acts, but this was under the Belgian flag. You know, they're just now in recent times issuing apologies for what happened, but, you know, does that equate to, you know, reparations and things of that nature? Like I said, they didn't even keep track of how many people died. No one truly knows. Like, that is wild as hell to me. Like 20 million down to 10 million basically. Half of people just gone, died in crazy ways. Sick.
Connected sources combine the whole population loss, though. Primarily, it was the wholesale genocide of the natives, followed by starvation, exhaustion, and exposure. Then there were the diseases. Some were natural, like the sleeping sickness outbreak, which was caused by the bite from a tsetse fly. After initial symptoms, including a fever, headaches, and aching joints, the victim then started to hallucinate, fall into a coma, and die. Some diseases were introduced by the Europeans, such as various venereal diseases and smallpox. Lastly, there was the falling birth rate, which was relative to a declining population. Edmond Dane Morel, one of the important figures who exposed the atrocities to the world, said that the Congo Free State consisted of 20 million people before King Leopold II came on the scene. Mark Twain, a prominent writer who also condemned what happened in the Congo, mentioned a number of 10 million deaths. So approximately half the population was wiped out during...
Even Mark Twain had to say, damn, what's going on is crazy. And Mark Twain wasn't perfect either, but that's a whole nother can of worms I choose not to go into today.
this period. The exact number of deaths as a result of Leopold's atrocities in the Congo is unknown, but it's definitely in the millions.
So I'm gonna wrap it up just about here. So closing thoughts. The reason why I made this video is to shed more light on what happened, you know. I feel like there is not enough coverage about this, you know. Sure, there were probably books made about it, but come on, who reads books nowadays? You know, make a movie about this guy. Bring more awareness about it. You want to make movies like, you know, Woman King, that basically, you know, about a woman who sold black slaves to slavers. Like, come on now, that's what you want to put out, Hollywood? Like, comment below if you think we should make this into a movie, or somebody should, you know? Like, this is a crazy story, and like I said, there are still, you know, things happening nowadays with Belgium that they're just now apologizing for, you know? So, you know, let me know if I'm making sense, you know what I'm saying? Share this video. Please share this in honor of Black history, in honor of all the Congolese people that lost their lives, that's still being affected to this very day. With that being said, I hope everyone has a great morning, great day, afternoon, night, whenever you hear this. This is your boy Shark Out of Water, signing out. Peace.